Hello, and welcome to Let's Learn Lead Guitar lesson number 17, part 3. This is the last part of lesson 17. The reason I broke it up into so many bits is because there are so many backing tracks that we get to play to. So if I were to do all of them, it'd take an hour, and who got time for that? I ain't got no time for that. So anyway, what we're doing is we're playing major scales, minor scales, blues scales, but today it's going to be mostly minor pentatonic scales. And what the pentatonics are basically more or less the same as the blues scale. Here's the blues scale right here. Here's a major scale. This would be the 5th fret here, and this would be the 5th fret on the major scale. You can see how they're sort of related, but we've already gone over that. So go look back in the playlist, and you can have a gander at that and catch up if you're just joining in. If you've been following along, then no worries. And don't forget that on the pentatonic scales we have extensions as well, and it's a little bit like this. This would be the extensions. This is the 5th fret, and you can drop down to the 3rd fret here. You can jump up to the 7th. And then it's basically the blues scale on the 5th to the 7th and the 8th. You know, there should be a note here, but since we're skipping up all the way to the 9th and the 10th frets, 8th, 9th, and 10th frets over here. So this is a little bit more clear if you go back and review the earlier lesson tutorials, and you can elucidate yourself regarding that. And So, let's see, I made some backing tracks, and they were quite tricky this time. And so what I did was I made a chart with some of the chord forms on here, some of the more advanced chord forms that we'll go over. But as for now, so for the minor key progressions that we're playing over these minor key chord progressions, and then we're also going to visit a couple of what are called modulations. And I think we're probably going to learn about those more thoroughly in later editions, because we're learning this together. We're having a good time evolving our guitar wizardry skills. And soon we will all be guitar gods and goddesses in the pantheon of deities of axe-wielding shredders and 6-string samurai. So how excited are you for that? Are you as excited as I am? So maybe we should get down to it, huh? Okay, and what I wanted to say, if you do want me to link in the description to some viewable files so you don't have to screen cap as you do now. Screen cap. Just let me know in the comments, and I will link that up for you. I'll prepare a file and link it somewhere so that you can download it and view it or print it or send it to your friend. You can post it on Reddit. You can post it on Twitter, formerly X. And you can make a paper airplane, perhaps. Anyhow, what we're going to do, I'm a little bit discombobulated because I've been doing this for 3 days, and I've been having a good time recording all these backing tracks, and you can do the same. What you can do is you can take an 8-track cassette player, make yourself a backing track. You could hire a chorus of singers, perhaps, a chorale of singers. You could go to church and bribe the organist to do it for you, and you can capture the recording on your GoPro, or what were those crazy recorders with the 2 microphones that went like this? I can't remember what those are called. Something like that. So anyway, so the first backing track we're going to look into is pretty basic. It's a minor key progression. And, okay, well, we'll get to that later. But it's this one is pretty basic if you know your way around guitar chords. It's a A minor, C, D, F, A minor, C, E7, A minor, C, D, F, A minor, E7, A minor, E7. So the A minor, if you don't know, right here, is on the 1st string is open, the 2nd string is the 1st fret, the 3rd string is the 2nd fret, the 4th string is the 2nd fret, and the rest are open. That's an A minor chord. A C is the first string open, second string on the first fret, third string open, fourth string on the second fret, and fifth string on the third fret. That's a C chord. A D is first string on the second fret, second string on the third fret, third string on the second fret, and the rest are open. That's what it sounds like. An F is a little bit advanced because you have to bar it. That means you put your index across the top, so it's like bringing everything, it's almost like shortening the fretboard. So you put your finger on the F, and then you just make an E shape right here, and that makes it an F. So an E would be like this, and an F is like this. And so that would be first string, first fret, second string, first fret, third string, first fret, fourth string, second fret, fifth string, third fret, fourth string, third fret, fifth string, third fret. Let me try that again. Fourth string, third fret, fifth string, third fret, and the E, the bottom note, the sixth string on the first fret. That's an F. And then A minor again, C, and then E7. So an E is one of the basic chords. And that's on the 5, 4, 3, 3, 3. On the third string, it's the first fret, the fourth string, the second fret, and the fifth string, the second fret. And then you play them all, bring it all open. Oh, but this is an E7, so what we do is we leave the fourth string open. So it's, if going from the top, it would be 0, 1, excuse me, 0, open, open, 1, open, second, open, and that's an E7. And then to add a little spice to it, you can add the third fret on the second string. That's fun. And then what are we missing? D, F, F, A minor, E7. Okay, and so that's basically that. So now since we're playing a minor pentatonic progression over this minor chord progression, we start on the root note of the relative chord, which would be A. And this is the A, the first A note is on the fifth fret of the sixth string. So it's go E, F, G, A, E, F, F sharp, G, G sharp, A. So we're gonna start riffing here using that pentatonic shape and its extension, which is like this. Again, if you want a downloadable link, let me know in the comments. And while you're in the comments, don't forget to like, put a little heart or a thumb on here, subscribe, and share. Share with all of your loved ones. I'm sure they'll be thrilled and grateful to you forever. So let's try this out and see how it sounds, huh? It's going to be super fun. If I can start this right now, let's go. So we're starting on the fifth fret. And then we can use all the tricks and techniques we've learned before, like the pull-offs and the hammer-on, and vibrato. Slide. A bend. I love that dissonance between those two notes. All right, that's cool, huh? So now this second chord progression, minor chord progression, is bonkers. Okay, I didn't know any of these chords, so I had to look them up, but I did transcribe them, make a little chart for you. Remember, if you want to download this, instead of just a measly screen cap, we're doing the top ones here, above the wavy line. You can leave a comment, and I'll set that up. Because otherwise, what's the point if no one's gonna? Why should I go to the trouble if no one's gonna take advantage of this extra bonus benefit of Let's Learn Lead Guitar? Padawan. So this one is bonkers. It's a B minor 9, and that sounds like this, and it looks like this. Maybe I'll take the distortion off of this real quick. See if that'll work. Because you know jazz isn't known for its distorted tones. It's more like clean and casual and comforting, cozy. Yeah, so this would be the B minor 9 chord. That's this one right here, the top one. See where you put your fingers there. And then there's also a G9, which sounds like this. Or excuse me, more like this, because you're supposed to not play the A string. See how jazzy that is? And then there's this, which is like this. This one right here, screen cap. And to tell the truth, these were difficult for me to play. This would be a C9, which also can be voiced in this manner. It's whether you leave the high E string, the first string, open or not. So nice, isn't it? It's like rowing a boat on a placid lake. That's this one right here, C9. As well as F sharp suspended. Who would have thought? And that's this one, and there are 2 voicings for this one too. You can play all of these notes. So it's on the 2nd fret, on the, first, 2nd, and 6th string, and on the 4th fret, on the 3rd, 4th, and 5th string. And that sounds like this. It's a little bit difficult. It's a little bit, because it's almost like an A, but shifted over, but it sounds like this. And you can also voice it like this. Just the top notes. So nice, isn't it? Where's this chord? No one knows what it's like. That's what it sounds like. Sounds like not Robert Plant, but the doppelganger. In the rain, in a light rainstorm. And then there's this F sharp 7 plus. Now, it took me a while to figure this one out because plus is actually also known as augmented. And I couldn't find the shape for that. And there are numerous ways to play all of these chords, but I just chose the ones that were easiest for me and perhaps for you as well. So this would be the F sharp 7 augmented chord. And that sounds a little bit like this. See if I can do it. My goodness. Not super convincing. Okay. And so this starts on the B chord. So we're going to be riffing from the B note on the 6th string. The root 6 is on the 7th fret. So we're going to be doing that pentatonic shape. I think my amp just protested. Did you hear that? It said, ah, ah, ooh. And let's see if we can make that sound right, huh? This will be fun. 1970s soundtrack, isn't it? It's like a hot day in New York City. You can feel the humidity. Super fun, huh? I bet you can't wait to record those backing tracks. And then we've got this one, which is more basic. This is really easy. This is C, E7. We're running out of time, so I'm not gonna explain all the chords again. A minor, C7, F, and this is a G7, C. See here. For instance, here are two different ways to make a C chord down here, but this is also C chord. As is this. These are called different voicings. They sound slightly different, but they contain all the relevant notes. So let's see how that one sounds. And this begins on the C, so we're going to start on the 8th fret. See how that sounds. You got to do the faces too. We're using the extension of the pentatonic there. That one sounds a little bit like a cross between. Like at the end of Saturday Night Live when they're playing out the credits and everyone's on stage going, thank you, Michael Jordan, thank you to Robert Plant. Now this is interesting, I'm playing it on the 5th fret now. And it fits. This is like a modulation. Going up to the C. Kalwak Ching, hello? Kaiwak Ching, how are you? Do you have your guitar with you? Where are you? Wherever you are. So this one's interesting because it seems to work. You start on the 5th fret on the A, would be the major pentatonic. play, it's cool. It's like you can superimpose them. See, this is the fifth right here. And then here's up to the eighth. Same pattern. So yeah, I encourage you to experiment with that. Now here's the final chord progression, which is kind of bonkers. It's not too bad. It's A basic, and then A major 7, and then the A6. So these in progression would sound like. Not too difficult to play. I didn't warn you. Get your screen capper ready. And then it goes to G, G major 7, and G6. So it's the same modulations of those chords, but a different chord, you know, so the A and the G. So the G would be. And here, get your screen cap ready. Jack Bois Pro. Jackie boy, how you doing? Do you have your guitar? We're learning lead guitar. On apprend comment jouer la guitare solo, quoi. Screen cap. Okay, now this one I was playing around with earlier, and it seems to be a major key progression, which would mean instead of starting on the 5th, because the root is the A, we're going to start on the 2nd, which is an F sharp. Let's see how this sounds, huh? Jack, comment ça va toi? Quoi de neuf? Bon? Oops. Okay, let's see how this sounds. So if I start on the 5th fret, listen. If I start on the 2nd, it sounds a little bit anodyne, I think is the word. But if we would start on the 2nd, I'm trying to wait till it starts over. Sounds much more joyous, doesn't it? Let's go up to the 5th. I don't like it. Sounds better down here. So it must be a major chord modulation. Cool. All right. I think we had enough fun for this time, but you go and do it yourself. Record some of those backing tracks, and remember, do leave a comment if you would like me to create a downloadable file for you. And I wanted to give a shout out to the new members of the Let's Learn Lead Guitar community, new acolytes in the arduous. It's not arduous. It's fun. I'm trying to find some alliteration. Can anyone help me in the comments? In new acolytes in the ascendant aspiration towards excellent guitar. Okay, so that's Thomas Bueller, 446. Rick, I don't know how to say this last name. It's either Quesnel, Kennel. It sounds French Canadian to me. So Rick Kennel 93, and then Mark Jesse, which is simply at Mark Jesse, and he's an investigative reporter and photographer. He goes by the Greyfather. Pretty interesting stuff. I recommend checking out his channel. Thanks, guys. Thanks for joining, and thank you all for joining. We'll see you tomorrow with lesson 18. We're moving on, moving onwards and upwards and beyond. Ciao for now. Be